Hello there, and welcome to Wayne Hills Patriots Stadium. My name is Dylan Orren King, joined alongside Luca Yannuzzi. Here today to watch the Wayne Hills Patriots taking on the Old Tappan Golden Knights in the sectional final. Can't believe that Hills made it all this way, and they've come on a long journey, Luca.
I mean, they have come an incredibly long journey. They had two wins up against Mount Olive and Morris Knolls, both dominant wins, 41-14 against Mount Olive and 42-7 against Morris Knolls. They dominated in both of those games and look to dominate tonight.
All right, let's go on ahead and look at a bracket that we have currently, and as you can see, this is the North 1 Group 4 bracket, and you can see the journey that Wayne Hills has taken, as you said, two dominating games. Wayne Hills coming up against Mount Olive in the first week of playoffs, beating 41-14, and then the next week, which we saw last week, Wayne Hills taking on seed 4 Morris Knolls and beating them 42-7, and then currently you also see Old Tappan's journey, which last week they beat Wayne Valley 24-8. They played very well in that game, and then in their previous game 2 weeks ago, they played Passaic Valley, beat them 27-12. And I mean, both these teams, currently Hills has only lost 2 games, and Old Tappan has only lost 2 games. But the big difference is that Hills has beaten Old Tappan, but they both lost to Ramapo. So what does that tell you about these two teams?
Well, it says that they're incredible teams, as against Ramapo, they both put up pretty good games, but Hills has the upper hand against this team, as they beat Old Tappan 35-16 in their second game.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty impressive score, but the one thing that I wonder in my head is, for Old Tappan, this game means something now. And I mean, this is a team that we've seen pretty much bounce back and and after the game against Ramapo, go on a complete undefeated streak straight through all the way to playoffs. And that worries me a lot, because if Old Tappan can keep that momentum going into this game, they could be a really big problem for Hills.
Well, my prerogative on it is that though Old Tappan has gone with this undefeated streak, they haven't had as many dominating games as this Wayne Hills team has had. All of their games have been pretty much close victories. I mean, they're still a great team, don't get me wrong, and they have been for such a long time, as well as this Wayne Hills team. But there is a reason why they're the number 2 seed and Hills is the number 1.
Yeah, and let's go to the last matchup for Hills, I believe is. Yeah, exactly. The previous meeting was September 14, 2018, where Hills won 35-16, just like you said. And I mean, for Hills, that was an impressive game. I mean, one of their most important games of the season. The previous season, they had lost to Old Tappan, and that was in the playoffs. So that was a significant game. And here, they come into the season, and they beat the guys who took their season away, who took their playoff run away. Then they come out and beat them in the regular season, but now we're back. Exact same position, where it's us versus them. It's Hills versus Old Tappan. 2 years in a row now where one of our playoff runs is going to end. And I mean, anything that you think could really come in handy for Hills going into this matchup?
Well, opposed to last year where I did the game, we were out in Old Tappan with Old Tappan as the number 1 seed, Hills is the number 2 seed, I believe. And this year, we have it flipped around, Hills at number 1 and Old Tappan at number 2. But now we are at Wayne Hills Patriots Stadium for this game. So Hills maybe can have some home field advantage here and hopefully use that.
Yeah, sort of like Old Tappan last year where they had a home advantage. But now let's bring up the North 2 side of the bracket, pretty much the opposite side. And as you can see, the two teams currently going up right now are the number 3 seed, Irvington, and the number 1 seed, Phillipsburg. And Irvington is a team that we've seen over these past couple of years. We didn't see them this season, but I mean, they've had some pretty impressive games. They beat West Morris to come here 28-16, and then they beat Randolph to get here 20-17, a very close game and a very impressive one for Irvington. But then you look at Phillipsburg, and it's just domination throughout their whole bracket, very similar to Hills. I mean, they built North Hunterdon 49-7. They almost put up 50 points, and then they beat Cranford 21-0, a blowout. Not a single point scored for Cranford. And now they're coming in to play Irvington. We don't know how this game is going to go yet. We don't think that they're going to play today. We think that they might play tomorrow or at least sometime during the weekend. But if Hills moves on, we'll be facing either Irvington or Phillipsburg in the state championship. So both of those very good teams. Who do you think is going to come out on top?
Well, I say pretty much from what I'm seeing in this bracket, even though Phillipsburg has done very well, Irvington has just dominated throughout all of the bracket. And I see them coming out with a victory, and Hill's going to play them in MetLife Stadium.
Yeah, and at least for my opinion, Phillipsburg is a great team. Do not get me wrong. But I loved the Hills Irvington games that used to happen during only the regular season. I loved those games. They were hard fought, nose in the dirt kind of games where you have both teams just shoving the ball down the other team's throat all the time. They were so competitive. I want that in the state championship. So Phillipsburg may be a great team, but I want Irvington. I really want Irvington to win. But right now we're going to throw it over to Mr. Mezzi, who's over the announcements, and we will come back later.
Coaches, officials, or other spectators, we are reminded that our student athletes are deserving of respect by all of those in attendance. Let us all comply with these simple requests. Thank you for your cooperation and enjoy the game.
don't see any buses.
Not yet, right?
Nah.
Yeah, once they get out of the bus.
They're facing this way, but they haven't started yet, so. They're leaving the locker room now, so they're probably going towards the buses.
You're going towards the bus. That's fine.
Yeah.
I just, like I said, I'll wait till they get out.
Yeah.
They never force him into a quick halftime.
What's that here, bro? Oh, you found it? From the last time? Here, you want a cough drop? You need your phone or my phone? Which is my phone? Right there.
It's not that big.
You're welcome.
Under Armour underneath.
Yeah, good. All right, good.
Okay.
2 buses are coming now, but it's probably all Tappan.
Jeff DeLalo, there is an issue with the scoreboard not being operable.
That's what they had to do last time. Whoa! Which best part? What a crowd! Did you really? Come over here. Right there.
How did these guys beat us here so much?
Come over.
You parked right there? Not quite as fancy as the accommodation.
Hey, Cook. Who's this for? You guys are soft. You got the bus up. Soft, right? Soft. Bergen County? Bergen County?
Old Tappan's letting out now, and now the 2 Wayne buses are coming, but
getting off the bus now.
Yeah, I wonder if that happened. That's the only announcement. Raise your hand. Please come to the podium. Children, please stand up.
And ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the visiting Golden Knights of Old Tappan High School. Ladies and gentlemen, prior to introducing our starting defensive lineup for the Patriots, Wayne Hills would like to extend a special thank you to John Mezza and Brian Taylor and the entire building and grounds crew for getting the field in top-notch condition for play this evening. Thanks, John Mezza, Brian Taylor, and your entire crew. And now for the starting Wayne Hills defensive lineup. At defensive end, number 1, Nasumbi, number 1. At defensive tackle, number 61, Joe Grundy, number 61. At defensive tackle, number 72, Vinci Olgar, number 72.
And even punt return. He's a 490, 7 total touchdowns. And on the defensive side, 9 tackles total and 1 tackle for a loss. This guy has had such a big impact on these last 2 games, both of which with playoff significance. Tell us a little bit about this guy, Luca.
I mean, Jaron Hayek has been doing incredible as of late, especially in last game. Had an incredible game on the offensive side and even had some plays on the defensive side. Some standout plays as well that we really don't see as much. But just an incredible game and incredible playoffs. An average 11.1 points per game on the regular season. That has definitely gone up in the playoffs as he scored so many points for this Patriot team.
I mean, honestly, if it wasn't for him, the Hills offense would have sort of just a major slowdown if he wasn't there. I mean, Charles Njoku, great receiver, but we saw last game what happens when you take him out of the game. He was constantly in double coverage, triple coverage. He even had some big plays in that sort of coverage, but he still made an impact. Another guy that I want to talk about, Lundrum Nasufi. Last game, 7 solo tackles, 1 assisted tackle for 8 total. This guy, pretty much the entire season, has been amazing. Defensive end, number 1 for Wayne Hills. He has had an amazing season so far.
I mean, he's been doing incredible. Pretty much all of these clutch plays, you're hearing Lundrum's name being called, getting that clutch tackle or that clutch sack. 7.8 tackles per game. He's the tackles per game leader for this Wayne Hills team, and he's been incredible for this Wayne Hills team and a key part of this defense.
And one of the guys that has also made a gigantic impact on Wayne Hills' playoff season so far is Anthony Puntalillo. 16 tackles, 10 of them solo, 6 assists, 2 tackles for a loss, and 2 sacks in the playoffs. Honestly, he's had an amazing showing as middle linebacker for this Wayne Hills team. He's also the fullback. And he's made some pretty impressive blocks, some pretty impressive tackles. A key guy for both sides of the ball as Hills kicks it off here, straight down the center. Picked up by Old Tappan, trying to run it through the middle. Breaks down 1 tackle. Able to gain some pretty significant yardage here, stop down around the 36-yard line. And a good kickoff for Hills. And we'll see Old Tappan's offense come onto the field. So Old Tappan looking to get some quick advantage this game. Their quarterback, Drew DiPolito, we've seen earlier this season. Pretty decent game, but Hills was able to come out on top. Not as high scoring as some of the other Hills games, but we'll see how they're able to come out here tonight. There's the handoff for Old Tappan, able to break some tackles. Rushes for about 2 yards there. Looking to make it 2nd and 8. So early we see Old Tappan come out with a run. Decent, only 2-yard gain, but we'll set up the 2nd and 8 for Hills. Let's see what Old Tappan's going to do here. Takes a snap. Doesn't hand it off. Looks for a pass. Great job there by Christian Puntalillo. Able to get the ball out of the receiver's hands. Goes incomplete and sets up a 3rd and 8. And great job there by Christian Puntalillo. Great awareness to know where the ball is going. And already Old Tappan is looking for an early 3 and out. And a good showing so far by the Hills defense. Takes the snap, looking for a pass. rolling out the pocket with a lot of pressure on him. Going for a run himself, gets tackled. And that's Dan Daly on the tackle.
Short of the first down, 4th and 3.
Early 4th and 3 for Hills. There's actually going to be a personal foul against Wayne Hills. It'll set up a first down. Unfortunate there for Hills, as that most likely would have been the 3 and out against Old Tappan, but now Old Tappan is going to be set up by what looks to be the 43-yard line. Very good field position if they can get something started.
From up here, that looked more like a clean hit, but the refs are down there. They got a closer look at it, and it's their call. Very unfortunate for Wayne Hills.
DiPolito takes a snap. Toss to the left. Really good stop there by Hills. Looks almost to be a gain of 1. We'll set up 2nd and 9. If anything, we'll gain nothing. It'll be 2nd and 10. Even better for Hills, but some early stops to this Old Tappan running game. Very good for Hills and really what they want coming out of this game. DiPolito takes the snap, doesn't hand it off, looks for a pass, has a man downfield, wide open for the catch. Gets in for the touchdown. And Old Tappan will go up 6-0 very early into this game. Let's go to the replay there. And there you see DiPolito set up for the pass, thrown long, wide open, able to make the catch, a clean tackle. And that's Jake Pasinich, number 6 for Old Tappan on the catch. And now it's Old Tappan setting up for the extra point. There's the snap. And the kick is good. Old Tappan will go up 7-0 early into this game off a very unfortunate penalty on the defense that set them up in a key, that set Old Tappan up in a key position to score. But now we get to the real fun part, the Wayne Hills offense coming on the field. Let's see if they're able to tie this game up. Another guy I want to quickly talk about on this Wayne Hills offense, number 32, Michael Joyce, who last game had his best game of the season, 7 rushes for 105 yards and 2 touchdowns. By all I mean, there was even a game, or there was even last game, there was a drive that was the Michael Joyce show, where he drove all the way down the field, hard-nosed football for a touchdown. Truly amazing performance by him.
He's always breaking through. Took him maybe 2-3 plays in that entire drive, and he got all the way downfield.
And here's the kick for Old Tappan. High and long. Picked up by Jaron Hayek. Looking for some clean yardage here. Cutting down the left side of the field. Could break open. He does! Look at him go! Down the left side of the field. And that'll set Hills up in an amazing field position. And let's go to the replay there. Let's take another look. And there you see him get it. Cut towards the left side of the field and just breaks away with some amazing speed. Gets past plenty of defenders, taken out of bounds. And this has been almost 2 games in a row now where we've seen him break away towards the left side and immediately put a ton of yards up for the Hills offense. But now it's Tom Sharkey in at quarterback. And let's see what he's going to do here. Takes the snap, hands it off. Stuffed for a gain of nothing. Very unfortunate here, and that's actually Michael Joyce.
Number
And that's actually me having to apologize. I believe I said his number was number 32. Now it's number 31.
Kickoff of 1 second and 9.
But this is usually what we see Hills come out with. Early rushing plays, with then setting up into some passing. Let's see what Hills is going to do here. There's the snap. Fakes the handoff. Looking for a pass. And just overthrown. Incomplete. And that'll set up 3rd and 9. And so now it's Hills in a desperate position instead of Old Tappan.
We usually don't see Hills in this position very often because this offense has been known for pulling throughout the season and now the playoffs. But maybe some beginning of the game jitters, but we beat this team before. We shouldn't have very much to fear by now.
Well, now we've got a five wide formation. Sharkey takes a snap, looking for a pass, breaks away from the pressure, takes it himself. He's going to get the first down, a couple more yards. Can he get out of bounds? He does. It'll be a run of 15-plus yards and a first down. Let's go to the replay there where we can see Sharkey just immediately get away from the pressure, finds the open space, cuts over to the right side, gets the first down there, and then has the awareness to get out of bounds, stop the clock, take some time off, but set off a really good first down at the 18-yard line.
Just incredible. What a run there from Sharkey. We usually don't see him with those big runs as much, but man, that was great.
Yeah, well, he is mobile. He can use his feet. Sharkey takes the snap, looking for another pass. It's a screen out to Joyce. Doesn't look like it's going to be any gain on the play. In fact, we'll lose 2 yards here. I'm sorry, a loss of 1. Going to be 2nd and 11. And now it's Hills yet again, looking for a play that's going to get them the first down. Sharkey takes the snap, hands it off to Joyce, and just not able to gain anything. Looks like at least a gain of 1. And now it's going to be what looks to be 3rd and 9. And so right back into the position they started. They're in the red zone here. And at this point, we've seen the Hills running game just get almost completely shut down. And so maybe you just want to start dedicating it more to the pass.
I mean, usually in these 3rd down positions, we do go for a pass. I'd agree with you there.
Hills coming down to 5 wide. Sharkey takes a snap, looking for a passer. Rolling out to the right side, throws it, and throws away. That'll set up a 4th and 9. And looks like Sharkey just decided to throw it away there, make the safe play.
I've maybe seen him throw it away once or twice throughout the entirety of the season.
Yeah, well, now we've seen him throw it away twice in one drive. But Hills staying on the field yet again. Takes the snap, looking for another pass. Immediate pressure, sends it to Charles Njoku, but that's going to be a turnover on downs. And that's just looked like the 2 defensive ends immediately broke past the offensive line. Very unfortunate.
Not something we see very often either. The offensive line of the Swain Hills team is almost always on top of things. Just right now, it seems that they're dropping the ball a little bit.
Yeah, well, I have faith. I have a lot of faith in this offensive line of Hills. I mean, we've seen them put together some great games, and I mean, sure, they have some slow starts here and there, but I'm very certain they should and have the chance to come back.
Well, I have faith as well. It's just right now.
DiPolito takes the snap, fakes the handoff, finds a hole to run through, Gains some extra yards. Will get the first down.
Drew DiPolito on the carry, tackled by number 3, Anthony.
And actually does not get the first down. He'll be just barely a yard short, setting up second and inches. Honestly, maybe had gotten a first down there. Probably could have given it to him, but ref saw where the ball went down first. DiPolito takes the snap. It's a toss out to the right side. It's a fake pass, but it's overthrown. That was very close. That was Jake Pasinich who broke away. And if he had caught that, that's an easy touchdown.
I mean, absolutely had no one on him, just able to run down the field and get into the end zone.
It's a now 3rd and inches for Old Tappan. DiPolito takes the snap, takes it himself, tries to drive up the middle. Did he get the first down? Refs are going to come out to measure it. And it will be a first down.
First down, Golden Knights.
Should also say that this game is absolutely packed from Wayne Hills fans. Probably one of the most populated games we've seen all season. 12th Patriot out in force tonight, as well as Patriot parents, alumni, and almost everything in between coming up for this game. DiPolito takes a snap, looking for a pass, throws it wide. It's almost caught. Some great defensive play there from Christian Puntalillo. That's twice tonight we've seen him able to break up a pass. And let's see if he's able to keep that up the rest of this game. Let's go to the replay there. And right there, you see him just extend the arm out and break the ball away. Excellent play there by the cornerback. DiPolito, motion, takes the snap, looking for a pass, down wide, caught, he can break away. Jaron Hayek wraps him up. And the coverage looked like it almost dropped on that play. I'm just wondering if we can get a quick replay on that one, see what happened. And it doesn't look like we'll be able to get a replay there, but I mean, clearly, very easy to see that cornerback dropped off and was just a very easy pass play just over the top of the Hills defense. And now DiPolito has the option, takes it himself down the right side. Heavy tackle there. And that's Christian Puntalillo yet again, making another defensive play. And so far, at least in this quarter, excellent play by him. And now the defensive chants coming out for Hills. Second and 10. DiPolito in the pocket. Takes the snap, looking for a pass. Has a man downfield. Broken up by Christian Puntalillo yet again. And it'll be incomplete, setting up a 3rd and 10.
Christian Puntalillo, he's on top of his game tonight right now. Had 3 great plays in a row, just doing incredibly.
And let's go to the replay for that one. And we can see that was almost an interception. There's the throw, and you can see Christian Puntalillo right there and almost intercepted, so close. But he was able to swat it away, and that was amazing awareness. And we've, as you said, we've seen it 3 plays in a row. We'll probably see it all game. But this kid's on fire tonight. And a timeout is taken.
Timeout, Golden Knights.
And let's talk about this guy, Christian Pontalillo. I mean, he's had 4 interceptions on the season. There was a while where he was one of the leading state defensive guys for interceptions, or I believe he was in the top 5, but he sort of dropped off towards the end of the regular season, but he hasn't made much of an impact, at least during the last 2 playoff games. We did see him quite a bit, and he was very significant during some parts, but he really dropped off. But now in this game, he's showing, hey, I'm still here, and I can still make a really good play.
I mean, the last few games, we didn't see him very much, but we saw him on a few significant plays. But the last game against Old Tappan, he had an interception in that game. But again, towards the end of the season, he dropped off. But as we see right now, looks like he's definitely making a comeback.
Making a comeback, I think, is a little bit more of an understatement. I don't think we've ever seen this sort of cornerback dominance as much as this guy. And I mean, frankly, he's on fire tonight. I just want to see him keep going. And a flag will come out. Ball will be moved back as Old Tappan did not snap the ball in time. I'm sorry, it'll be a false start penalty. They'll lose 5 yards. It'll set up a 3rd and 15. And now, I'd say they're almost guaranteed a pass. So at this point, you send 4 guys down on the defensive line, and you just play a heavy pass defense, and you should be able to send these guys packing in a 3 and out. DiPolito takes the snap, looking for a pass, as we said. Downfield. Incomplete. That was Daniel Daly on the coverage. And great awareness there by the Hills defense. Shuts him out. 4th and 15 now. And it looks like the special teams unit for Old Tappan will not come onto the field. Their offense will be staying on, and they're going to be taking this last chance shot. And now I'm just wondering, is it going to be a repeat of what Wayne Hill's offense did last drive, where it was a 4th and out? And if this is just going to continue, where neither team can really put significant points on the board, DiPolito takes a snap, looking for a pass, gets swamped. He's almost taken down, and there he goes. Great job by the Wayne Hills defensive line. That's number 54, Ben Kurzer, on the sack. And it'll be a turnover on downs with Old Tappan giving up a lot of yards there. Excellent job from a guy who we haven't seen all season, but then comes out and makes probably the most significant play in the first quarter of this game.
I mean, that was such a great play there.
Sharkey. Fumbled snap. Keeps it anyway. Is able to break away. Gain of about 4. And on the botch snap, we see Sharkey take it himself yet again and able to gain significant yards. And that's actually going to set up 2nd and 6. And now if you're the Hills offense, you have quite a bit of options here. You can either rush it, you can throw it over the top, throw it towards the middle. With this field position, you can do a lot here to gain some significant yards. There's the snap. It's a toss out to Jaron Hayek, who's at the running back position, but he slips. It looks like it'll only be a gain of 1.
Jaron Hayek on the carry.
will set up 3rd and 3. Let's go to the replay there. And there you see him. And there's the step right there. And right about there, you just see his back foot just kick out under him. And that's something you see often in football. There have been plenty of times. I mean, that's just a mistake. And something you really just can't. You can't fix that. I mean, no discredit to him. And I mean, that happens to almost every football player at least once in their career where their back foot just kicks out. Unfortunate, but it happens. Takes a snap, and that's actually Jaron Hayek in the Wildcat formation. Could have been a face mask penalty there. You see it wrap around. And that, yeah, let's go to the replay there. We have to, but there was a definite face mask penalty there. Slow it down right here, there, right there. You see the hand gripping the face mask, and you see his face jerking away. That's a definite face mask penalty.
I mean, Jaron got a hand by his face, but he didn't grab it. But Jaron's face mask was just manhandled.
Yeah, very surprising the flag did not come out there. There's the snap for the punt. It's low. It's bobbled. And he's going to get hit. Old Tappan's going to pick it up. And this has just been a series of errors for Hills. And let's go to the replay there. Let's take a look at exactly what happened. But there's the snap by Joe Rondi. It's low, bobbled by DiArgenio. And he's going to get hit before he can even really get a grasp on the ball. And it's just going to come loose. And I'm going to be honest here. This is probably the weakest we've ever seen this Hills team, both offensively and defensively. We've never seen them really get stopped like this. You'd have to go all the way back to Timpview to see this sort of stop in this Wayne Hills machine. And I mean, really, we're going to have to wait and see if they're able to bounce back. Takes a snap. Looking for a pass. Over the middle, complete. That'll set up a first down. And that's Kevin Weiss on the reception. Number 4 for Old Tappan. Daniel Dayan on the stop, but now it's Old Tappan deep in Hills territory yet again.
The ball spotted on the 14-yard line.
There's the snap. DiPolito takes it himself. Almost gets wrapped up there in a heavy tackle there by Mike Casasanta.
DiPolito on the carry.
And that'll set up a 2nd and 9. A minute 35 left in the first quarter. Old Tappan is up 7-0. And now Old Tappan is in a scoring position. And they could put up the next touchdown. Let's see if they're able to. Motion. Takes a snap. Fakes the handoff. Rolls out to his right. Pass downfield is incomplete. Right into the dirt. We'll set up a 3rd and 9.
DiPolito's pass is intended for number 4, Kevin Weiss. Incomplete. 3rd and 9.
And now Hills is in a position to be able to shut this down, but Old Tappan is going to have 2 more attempts. We'll see what they're able to do. DiPolito, the snap. The pass complete. Could break away for a touchdown. He does. Touchdown Old Tappan. They will go up 13-0. Let's go to the replay on that one. There's the snap. You can see the running back turn out and then turn upfield for an easy touchdown. And that's Mike Spilotris, who's able to break away for the touchdown there. And Hills defense, just not many answers here. Here's the extra point. It is blocked. And so Old Tappan will only go up 13-0. Although for Hills, it is still a two-drive game where they'll need 2 touchdowns to be able to take this one away. And now we'll see the Wayne Hills offense come back on the field. We saw some errors from them their second drive, and we saw them get stopped their first drive. But let's see what they can do here on their third attempt. I mean, hopefully, Jared Hank will be able to put them in a good field position, and then hopefully they'll be able to drive down the field and put some points up on the board.
What this Wayne Hills offense and defense have been doing so far in this game is not what we're used to. It's not traditionally what we think of when we hear Wayne Hills football. I was talking with Coach Demikoff last game, and they say, if we play Wayne Hills football, we will win. And they came out winning that game. Right now, they are not playing what he classifies as Wayne Hills football. But once we start it, we should take this game.
And here's the kick. High, not very long for Hills. Jaron Hank will take the bounce. Will cut up the left side of the field, but gets taken down pretty early on. Makes it out to about the 25, 26-yard line. And now the offense will come back on the field, and we see a running back change. We'll see Adam Abita come on in. And Adam Abita actually started out as the lead back last game, and he had some pretty significant yards, and mainly what we really saw were his leaps over the linemen. And we'll be able to see if he'll really be able to replicate that this game. Takes the snap, hand off to Abita, and he's going to get wrapped up very early on. And it'll set up a 2nd and 10. Actually a 2nd and 9, but the running game has not gotten started for Hills. And I just wonder about that. At this point, 2 out of the 3 lead backs that they use, Adam Abita and Michael Joyce, both have been stopped so far in this game. It's only the first quarter, and we're actually running out with 25 seconds left on the clock. It's most likely going to be the last play of the first quarter. And Sharkey takes the snap, looking for a pass. Breaks away for himself, pressure. Throws it to Christian, puts it low. He almost catches it. He had it. And goes through his arms. And let's go to the replay there. We have to take a look at that one. And so you see the pressure on Sharkey. There's the throw, a really good throw. And Christian Puntalillo just doesn't come down with it.
I mean, we usually don't see him on those deep pass plays, but you gotta make the catch there. You're wide open.
Yeah, very unfortunate there. Could have had a really big play opportunity, and we've seen him on the defensive side pretty much all game, but he drops that ball there. Gets the jump. Encroachment by the defense. And that'll set Hills up in a better field position than where they are now.
5-yard penalty. 3rd and 4.
Now it's going to be 3rd and 4, and Hills even in an even better field position now than they were a couple seconds ago. Time currently 11 seconds left in the first quarter. So this is probably going to be the last play that we're going to see. And Sharkey takes the snap, looking for a pass. It's a toss out to Abita. He's able to cut up field up the middle, gets a first down, and a couple more yards. With 4 seconds left on the clock in the first quarter, let's go to the replay there. And pay attention to Abita. You see him stop immediately, cut back, and then just take off down the middle of the field for some extra yards. And that'll be the end of the first quarter. Hills with possession, currently driving down the field mainly off the back of some passing plays that should have happened, some passing plays that did happen, and now a very good rush by Abita. Pretty much the first really good rush we've seen all game.
Yeah, so really smart play. made it look like he was going for a pass out, but Adam Abita stopped right in front of him, had his hands up. Sharky pitches it off to him and runs the ball right through. Really smart play there from the Hills offense.
Well, I mean, it would all come down to, is the offensive line able to make a hole for Abita to cut up into? And they were. There was a clear hole on the right side. And Adam Abita just takes the pitch and just drives straight forward and almost makes it through the linebacker core of Old Tappan, but just not able to get full yardage. Now it's Sharky. Fakes the handoff. It's a pass to Jaron Hayek. Got some good blocking there. Cuts past some defenders. Extends for some more. He'll get the first down there. And now we're really beginning to see the drive get started. Let's go to the replay there. You can see Jaron Hayek on the left side of the field. There's the screen, some good blocking. Makes a clean cut past two defenders. Tries to stiff arm the third, but he's able to trip him. But extends for even more yards off the play. Great job there by Jaron Hayek. And Sharky now takes the snap, fakes the handoff, pass downfield to Charles Njoku. He caught it! Touchdown, Patriots! And let's go to the replay there. There's Charles Njoku on the left. And Sharky just has time in the pocket, floats one up. And you can see the ball there. You can see Njoku able to go up, bring it down. And an amazing catch, amazing play, amazing touchdown by Charles Njoku.
The defender's hands were all up in his face, all on his helmet, getting by his face mask, but still able to make the catch.
Here's the extra point. It is good, or it is no good. And so Hills will only put 6 points on the board. And the score currently 13-6 in the second quarter of play. But meanwhile, going back to Charles Njoku, I was able to speak with him during some time in school. And, you know, he was disappointed about his last performance. I mean, it really wasn't his fault. And even then, he put up some amazing plays, constantly in double and triple coverage. And even then, he was still able to make some amazing plays. You can go back in that game and watch. And you can see that, I believe he had one catch that was around the 50-yard line where he was in double coverage, and he reached up into a spot where only he could get it and brought it straight down. Perfect. But he told me he was disappointed about his play that game. He thought he could have done better even though he was in that sort of coverage. And he was set. He was dead set this game that he wanted to come out and show off that there is a reason why he's one of the #1 receivers in the state of New Jersey. And he's looking to prove that tonight. Here's the kick by Thiel. Sent away, bounces through the legs of the Old Tappan returner, will be sent for a touchback. And you know, one of the funny things that me and one of our other broadcasters here, Matt Cassidy, did, I think you might have been there for that too, was one of our invisible football matches which we had during the soccer games, where we counted how many times the soccer players kicked it through the field goal posts. And I think we're going to have to start that here, the invisible soccer game, see how many times the football can be kicked through the legs of opposing players, and see how many megs that this Wayne Hills team can get. Dippolito takes the snap, running out to the right side. Needs to get wrapped up, able to get taken down. Going to be a gain of 8. We'll set up 2nd and 2. And already a great job here by the Old Tappan offense. And the Hills defense, they need to step up. This defensive line needs to step up and needs to apply pressure to the quarterback of Old Tappan. There's the snap. Handoff. Stuffed immediately. will not get the first down. And actually will. He will get the first down.
First down, Golden Knights.
But the Hills defensive line, the Hills linebackers, they need to start maybe sending some blitzes at this Old Tappan team. I mean, they're getting too much time in the backfield. They need to slow this down. DiPolito takes the snap, running out to the left side. Immediately gets taken down. And that's the sort of play that I'm talking about. They need to swarm this quarterback. They need to make him feel like he's cramped in this tiny little space and he can't go anywhere. That's what they need to make this guy feel like. They need to shut him down completely. If they're able to do that, they can take this game. But they need to start doing that more often.
We've seen it done to so many of these other quarterbacks, and we've seen this Wayne Hills defense do better, much better. And now they're getting into the swing of things, and now we're getting to see more of Wayne Hills football and what it truly is.
Well, let's not call it too early. There's a lot of football yet to be played as a timeout is called for Old Tappan. And I mean, if you really want to see the production that this defense has, look no further than last week's Morris Knowles game. Look no further. Really. First drive, Morris Knowles comes out. They're able to drive down the field, score a touchdown. And then after that, what do they have? Nothing. Absolutely nothing the entire game. Hills adapted, they adjusted, they got to the quarterback, they got to the running backs every single time and shut Morris Knowles down. That is Wayne Hills football, and that is what Hills needs to do here. They need to shut these guys down completely. They need to get in the backfield. They need to manhandle this quarterback. They need to stuff this running back, and they need to do pretty much the same thing that Christian Pantalillo has been doing on defensively this entire game, which is shut down their passing game. If you can do that, of course, for any football team anywhere at any level, you'll win. But Hills have been doing that so consistently, they can't drop the ball here. Old Tappan, DiPolito takes the snap, looking for a pass, has some pressure, forced to throw it away. Pass was incomplete. And that's more like what I'm talking about. A lot more pressure applied there, and you saw the difference. We both saw the difference. Everybody here saw the difference. Everybody watching saw the difference. Of when Hills is able to apply pressure, they can beat an offense out. Everybody here knows that, and everybody here wants that. DiPolito takes the snap, looking for a pass downfield, firing it, able to find a man up the middle. He's able to break away for a first down. Pushed out of bounds by Christian Pantalillo, but Old Tappan setting up a first down.
Out of bounds by Christian Pantalillo. That is a first down, Golden Knights.
But that was an open pass over the middle of the field. Nice pass, nice catch. Easy to see, clear as day. And there you saw, the Old Tappan player, you saw him immediately just pick up straight up the field. Cuts over to the right and then makes a good play. But let's see what the defense can do here. DiPolito takes the snap, doesn't take the toss, but is able to get taken down.
DiPolito on the carry.
And that's Michael Joyce.
Michael Joyce, number 31 on the tackle.
It's going to be 2nd and 10.
No gain on the play.
And that's more like it. That's more of the plays that we like to see.
Pickup actually of a yard, 2nd and 9.
But we'll see what the Hills defense is able to put up here and see if they can make this game more consistent. Currently 8 minutes, 42 seconds left on the clock in the second quarter. Old Tappan is up 13-6. Both teams have missed an extra point attempt, but Dippolito takes the ball, looking for a pass downfield. Caught. And that'll be another first down. And Christian Puntalillo was just not able to stop that one there. Let's go to the replay, take a look at it. And there's the nice throw and caught right over the head of Christian Puntalillo. Was able to take him down before he broke away for any extra yards, but Dippolito takes the snap, hands it off, and gets immediately swarmed and shut down. And that's what you like to see from this Hills team. You like to see these really close and really big shutdowns. We'll set up a 2nd and 10, but currently, Old Tappan is now beating them over the top, which is the thing that Christian Puntalillo was shutting down up until pretty much now. Now the Old Tappan passing game is picking up, and the running game is shutting down. So now if you're Hills, you put the priority on your linebackers and cornerbacks just as much as your safeties. You say, now you guys are going to have to step up. Dippolito in on the snap. Quick pass. Gets taken down by Anthony Puntalillo. Will not get the first down, but is going to set up a 3rd and 6. And now Hill's looking to force Old Tappan out. Let's see what they can do here. Here's the snap. Looking for a pass. Some pretty good coverage here. Could take him down. And they do. Was able to gain some yards there. Almost able to break away, but we'll set up a 4th and 6. And it looks like Old Tappan will stay on the field. And they will go for it one last time. But let's see if Hills is able to shut them down here. And if they are, with 6 minutes, 32 seconds left, they could drive down the field and score again. They just need to shut this Old Tappan offense out. Here's the snap. Looking for a pass. Not caught. It's incomplete. And it'll be a turnover on down. Let's go to the replay there. There's the low snap. High pass up. Bobbled, but then not caught. Just barely. And I believe that was Mike Casasanta in on the block. And now Tom Sharkey takes the snap, looking for a pass. Throws it out to Jaron Hare, cutting up the middle of the field. He may have some space. He's able to break a tackle, almost there. But takes it out to around the 48-yard line. Great play there, sets up a first down, some very good yards. Let's see if we can get the replay for that one. Just wondering if we can, but man, what a great play there by Jaron Hare. Sharkey, and on the snap, doesn't hand it off. It's a floater to Heck, but he slips. His 2nd slip of the game. They'll lose some yards here. Looks to set up 2nd and 12. Will actually set up a 2nd and 13. He'll lose 3 yards on that one slip. I mean, honestly, I'd rather take a slip than a fumble. I'll be honest here. There's the snap. Thrown ahead of Jaron Hayek. That'll be incomplete in 3rd and 13.
The pass intended for Hayek is incomplete.
And, you know, it really makes me wonder, you know, what's going on with Hills right now? I mean, we've seen them in a domination mode so far, and I mean, we've seen them go up against there was some relatively light competition. We'll say that. There was some light competition over this season. Even you can make an argument during the playoffs. But Hills, even going against some difficult competition, has always put up a fight. But let's see if they can restart that here. Sharkey takes a snap, looking for a downfield pass. Has a lot of pressure. Sends it to Jaron Hayek. Not able to get a first down, but is able to move the ball into a position where they can.
Stepped out of bounds. It will be 4th and about 3.
But it looks like the punt team will come on for Hills. With 5 minutes, 2 seconds left on the clock, and D'Argenio will be called on to punt this ball away. Here's the snap. The punt, high and long. Fair caught. And it'll be stopped at the 1-yard line. A great punt there. And let's go to the replay there. That was a really impressive punt. So there's D'Argenio. Sends it away. The wave off. And we didn't see it in the replay there, but I did notice it. But the return man for Old Tappan slams into Charles Njoku and falls immediately. Just a little bit of some football bloopers there for you, but a very good punt. And now, if Hills can stack this box, they might be able to get a safety here. Who knows? There's the snap, the running play.
Safety!
Doesn't look like it'll be a safety. It looks like it'll be a stop just on the 1. It'll set up a 2nd and 10. Actually, looks like a 2nd and 9, but only on the 2-yard line there. Hills is still in a very good position here defensively. And if they can force Old Tappan to just keep rushing it, just keep stacking the box, they're going to have a good effect here. There's the snap. Running it himself is the Dippolito, and decent run here, but it's only going to set up a 3rd and 6. 4 minutes, 5 seconds left on the clock. Old Tappan is up 13-6, but the Hills defense is in a very good position here. And you can hear the crowd begin to get loud, as this is the shutdown that Hills needs to really turn this game around. Dippolito takes a snap, looking for a pass, gets swarmed, sends the ball away. Puntalillo knocks it up, and it'll be down. That'll be 4th and 6. And that's the stop that Hills really needed. And let's go to the replay there. And there's the pass. A lot of pressure there by big man Bensi. And Christian Puntalillo just able to swat it away. Almost another interception, but a great job there by the Hills defense. And the punt team for Old Tappan will be all the way at the end of the end zone. And hey, I mean, let's get a high snap, send them out of bounds, then have it be a touchdown. But here's the punt. It's not a very long punt, and it'll be taken by Jaron Hayek. He's able to turn up for some yards. Beats one man, beats another. Some good blocks. He beats away another and is taken down around the 5-yard line. And that's that returning ability that we've seen pretty much all playoffs from this one guy, Jaron Hayek. Let's go to the replay there. And there's the punt. You know, as we said before, it was not an amazing punt, but it was a high one, and Jaron just takes it, immediately turns down to the left side of the field. Some amazing blocking. Stiff arms one man, gets taken down by the next, but honestly could not get better. And looks like there is a penalty on the field. It is against Hills, and they will be losing a lot of yards here. And it seems like what happened was that the refs saw it as a fair catch, and so the run isn't valid. He basically caught it, and the ball's dead. Apparently, it's the only thing I could think of, but wow, as Tom Sharkey takes the snap, hands it off to a kid who was able to cut up for some yards. Really good pickup there. We'll set up a 2nd and 1. But that field position was exactly what Hills needed to score. But because of a fair catch that was never supposed to happen, and apparently Njoku was the one who called the fair catch, and that's why it didn't count. Man, how unfortunate, but Sharkey in on the snap now, hands it off to Abita yet again, tries to go over the top, but will get taken down.
Abita on the carry. Tackled by number 51, Jackson.
It'll set up 3rd and 3. We'll lose a yard there, but now it's Hills looking to get a 1st down. Time currently 2 minutes, 5 seconds left in this second half. Sharkey takes a snap, hands it off to Abita yet again. Was he able to break away for a 1st down?
Abita on the carry.
He was not.
51, Jackson.
It'll be a 4th and 1.
4th and 1.
And Hills will stay on the field. They've got a minute 30 on the clock. If they're able to get a 1st down, then they have enough time to be able to make a drive to the end zone. Takes the snap, hands it off. Jaron Hayek is able to break away, gets a 1st down, a couple more yards. A minute 15 on the clock, but Hills needs to hurry up. They need to be in a run and gun mode at this point. Let's go to the replay there very quickly. And there's the snap off to Jaron Hayek, who spins off the tackle. Able to make a pretty good gain there, but Hills needs to move the ball. Just a minute remaining on the clock. Too wide left. A bad snap to Jaron Hayek. He'll pick it up himself. Is he able to gain some yards? A decent block there. But he's just going to run out of bounds. He will lose a lot of yards, and a flag.
Come on. Same guy.
The penalty marker is down.
It'll be against Hills.
Same referee.
And the ball will move even further backwards off a personal foul. And now we're seeing the personal foul curse come back to haunt Hills. We didn't really see it all season, but pretty much for the past, I'd say maybe at least 20 years or so, or even as long as the Hills has ever had a football program. With currently 44 seconds on the clock, Hills has been haunted by personal foul calls always on them. Sharkey takes the snap, looking for a deep pass. Sends one up to Njoku. Is he able to catch it? He isn't. It bounces off his helmet.
The ball intended for Charles Njoku is incomplete.
Incomplete pass, and Hills will be set. And look at the distance to get a first down. They need to go for a deep pass, and 38 seconds left to go. Hills is down 13-6. They pretty much got 2 more tries, and then most likely that's the end of the first half. But we'll see how it goes. But going back to what I was saying, Hills has been constantly haunted by personal foul calls. But they've always come out to win the game, so let's see what they're able to do here. Here's the snap, looking for a pass. Sharkey breaking away from the pressure. Gets wrapped up. Gain of what looks to be about 1 or maybe 2.
Sharkey on the carry pushed out
Just not able to throw the ball away
number 76,
under pressure.
Pat Pasalakwa.
And Hills will punt it away with 31 seconds left on the clock. And honestly, the smart move here, just send it away. The second quarter will wrap up in 31 seconds, and you can get into the locker room and figure out what's going on. And Hills has always been a second half team, so we'll see what they'll be able to do here. Here's the snap. A very good punt there. Yet again, sent very far away. It'll be stopped around the 6-yard line. But with 20 seconds on the clock, most likely, Old Tappan just going to run this clock out and try to get into the locker room as soon as possible.
Even Matson downs the punt.
And now, Hills is just going to look forward to the next half and see what they're going to be able to produce there. But at this point, if you're Old Tappan, I say you try not to take any risks. You're above right now. You're up. You don't really need to do much. I say you just try to hold onto this ball and try not to make any mistakes. Here's the snap. The handoff will be stuffed immediately. Gain of nothing. Sets up a 2nd and 10. And the clock will run out in the first half of play. The score, 13-6. Old Tappan in the lead. And a lot of unanswered questions for Wayne Hills coming into this half. And Luca, let's go over this a little bit. First couple drives, Hills did not look like the classic Hills team that we've seen all season.
I don't know what it was, but something was just off on all sides of the ball for this Wayne Hills team. But eventually, they began to come back. Haven't come back completely, but as you were saying, they are a second half team, and we still have another half of football to be played. So hopefully Hills can go into the locker room, go over what they need to fix up, and know what they need to do coming into the second half, and keep it up and play what we've seen for Wayne Hills football.
Well, that's all you can really hope for. And you've said it constantly. They need to play Wayne Hills football, and you're 100% right. They need to go back to the thing that kept them rolling through this season. And, maybe you pull out some things here and there. Maybe you try to trick them here and there. But Hills needs to revert back. They need to come back, and they need to come back in the second half, and they need to play hard-nosed football. And they really need to play well. And frankly, we've seen that they have the potential to. They just need to come out and do it. And so now we will be introducing a graphic here that will display the current seniors for the Wayne Hills TV broadcasting crew. And if it will come up, well, there it is. And currently you see the current Wayne Hills TV seniors, Adam Laczko, myself, Sean Brown, George Valdes, and Matthew Cassidy. And let's say goodbye to Luca, and let's bring in one of the big names on this list, currently Sean Brown. And we'll be saying hello to Sean Brown. Hello, Sean.
Hello. How you doing?
I'm doing great, but how are you? I mean, let's face it, we're all senior. You know,
Yes.
we're all seniors here. You know, this is one of our last games here in the booth or
Yep.
in control of here. And, you know, any specific memories you got or any fun times you've had?
I just love working with all my friends and Mr. Hookstraight. You know, down here, it's just so much fun. I feel like, you know, we're a real family when we work together.
I couldn't agree more. And, you know, I mean, you've been a cameraman here for the past couple years, and you have your own YouTube, and it's going fantastically as far as I know.
Yeah, it is. It's not that bad. You know, I'm having fun.
Yeah. Any thoughts on college or anything like that? Or
Yeah, I'm thinking of going to SVA. I went there for summer. Very positive, you know. Felt like the right environment.
All right, well, sounds good, man. All right, let's bring on our next guy, Adam Laczko. And some interesting information about this guy. He's the current #1 on the leaderboard for total overall hours for Wayne Hills TV. I believe he surpassed over 300 hours. And Adam, you've probably been here longer than anybody. In fact, you have
Yes.
been here longer than almost any single person ever in the history of Wayne Hills TV. So how does it feel to be that #1 guy?
Feels good, I'll tell you that. No, it doesn't. I don't really care that much. It just means so much for me to be here with all you guys and having fun. I took this class on a whim and ended up really enjoying it, so I'm just glad that we can all be here and do what we do.
And, I mean, any college ideas for you yourself? I know you're really big into that camera work, but
you know, hoping to go community college 2 years and maybe transfer out, but we'll see what happens.
all right, well, sounds good. I mean, any other things that you want to say, you know, since you are the #1 guy, I mean.
You know, I'm just really happy to be here, all of you guys. Last football game, it's really going to mean a lot to me. I think I'll remember this for a long time, and I just thank you, Dylan.
All right, thank you. And, well, currently right now, I don't know if George Valdes will be coming up from the booth. He is the guy, and he should almost be here soon. At least I've gotten word that he's on his way. But Matthew Cassidy, not able to join us, unfortunately, on the broadcast. Maybe somebody will find him, possibly within the 12th Patriot. Who knows? But I myself am on this list, and I mean, I've had 3 good solid years, and I mean, I started out as a freshman on the freshman team for Wayne Hills, and I played my part on that team. But one of the main things that happened was when I left the football program and I found this, it just pretty much became my calling, and I really couldn't thank everybody else more, everybody in the booth that's worked with me over the past 3 years. Of course, all the side announcers that have worked with me, I have to give credit to, you know, Jared Pohl, who was a graduate last year. Plenty of other, there was a alumni, his name is currently escaping me, even though it really shouldn't. And of course, I have to give my thanks to Luca Yannuzzi, who's been my color pretty much this entire year, including last year himself. And pretty much all my thanks to everybody in the booth and all the, yeah, George. But George Valdes is here now. And
how's it going, Dylan?
It's going pretty good. It looks like you had to take a sprint up here to get here. But
you know, like all the fans are out here, man. They're all supporting the last home game. And, you know, this is my last game also. You know, I was joined with Sean Brown, Adam Laczko, you know, the other 2 seniors. And also you, Dylan,
yeah,
the last game.
Of course.
And, yeah, you know, just to talk about my experience, you know, these last 4 years have been great with the video club. I joined, like, midway freshman year, you know, just doing camera, just, like, you know, audio, like the small jobs. And then, you know, junior year, I think I really started to pick it up, like, you know, a couple of games with being a director. And now, finally, with senior year, you know, just doing all the games, you know, I've really loved it. And this is definitely something I want to, like, continue on as a career. So it's just been incredible.
And college ideas, anything you got? Or
you know, I'm probably just going to thinking about doing some community college, you know, first 2 years, and then, you know, branching out. So, yeah, and, you know, with the video club, it's definitely given me some great experience. You know, with Mr. Hookstraight, I got to thank him for, you know, allowing me for this opportunity, you know, directing and all that. Especially this year with the replay, you know, it's made the games really exciting and entertaining.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, mainly all of that. I mean, really, there's a lot of work that goes behind the scenes. I mean, we've talked to 2 guys, obviously, who are amazing guys behind the cameras, but you're one of the guys that's in the booth. You're the guys that's making the cuts. You're making the edits. You're sending us back to the replays. You're doing all this work, and that work really goes unappreciated.
Yeah.
I may be the voice, but you guys are the people behind that. So really, a lot of thanks has to go out to you guys, of course, and all your hard work and dedication. So really thank you for coming out. If you got anything else to say, going ahead.
I just gotta say thank you. These last 4 years again, it's been incredible. All right, thanks for talking to me with Dylan. All right, here you go, Luke.
But anyway, there have been a lot of great guys here. Maybe we can find Cassidy if he's here, possibly. Maybe if, but if Cassidy is here, then maybe we'll be able to find him. But either way, I've had some major memories from this program, and I went over that a little bit, but just a lot of great things have come out of this. For me, college ideas. I'm definitely heading off to college. I've already been accepted by one, and currently just waiting on a couple others. But I'm competing for some of the top. Syracuse, their communication school, one of the best in the country. One of them that I'm competing for, as well as Temple and plenty others. But I'm hoping to continue my career here as a broadcaster, but looking more for the brighter things that are just around the corner. And Luca, tell us a little bit about you. You're going to be the guy who's going to be picking this up once pretty much all of us are gone, especially here for the broadcasting crew specifically. So what are your thoughts?
Well, my thoughts on this are, it's been an incredible time for me as well. And I'm a musician as well, but definitely this looking to be a plan B, and an incredible thing to do, though. Just being introduced to this, Mr. Hoogstraat came to me, and he knows me being a singer. I can get in front of a mic, and towards the end of last year's football season, last 2 regular season games and the playoffs went pretty well for me as a start, and I'm like, you know what? I really want to keep doing this. So this year, taking TV1 and definitely looking to continue this throughout all of my time here at Wayne Hills.
No, absolutely. And anyway, we will wrap this up, and we will come back at the beginning of the second half of play here. My name is Orren King, and we will see you then.
Coordinators, sneakers. I wore those. My cleats couldn't grab the ground. Yeah, they had to ask if they're sneakers. So Coach now boots. Bro, you don't want to fucking hear it. Yeah. He's like, what are you going to do? Like, I think you get out coach. He goes, no. Sure? Yeah. I'm like, no. Dude. I need a breathe. It was the coolest game I ever played in my life.
I've never played that shit like that.
It was frozen. Fucking frozen. That was it. It was like 20-something. Oh, man, that's crazy. We played Wayne Valley. It was 6 degrees out. Fucking wind chill. Here, baby, the wind, this blocks the wind. You're little, you stand here. Look, right there.
Look at that. Perfect
See?
spot.
Now the wind won't get you. And your head is perfect. Then just do this. Oh my goodness! It's far down there.
No, you better. Yeah.
I better what? I better who? Hold you.
Hold her. You're safe right there. That's a perfect spot. You can even talk into the microphone right there. Say, hey, what's up?
No. They just got there. What do you mean? Lazy bums. Trying to bust back there, really? This walk sucked, dude. I remember doing that walk.
Remember how long it was?
Fucking forever. And they killed us my senior year. I was like, oh.
In cold weather like this, by the time they got up there, they get down to the crumb, and both teams are like, dude, we gotta go play football again.
It's awful.
They almost should have stayed down.
Right. You take a knee there. You take a knee over there. Like freshman football.
They would have been better off.
Yeah, 3 minutes.
We played in Westwood one year, and like they had that field.
Westwood's a shitty field.
No, goose shit. It was the
Yeah,
goose
there
shit,
was nowhere to
dude.
go.
That's the worst field ever.
So we're up like 21.
That's terrible.
Walking up the field. I said to Ruhav, I said, hey, pal, we came off the bus. They said there was no locker room. We know we were late. Like, where's the locker room? They're like, the playground over there. I'm like, what?
The
There's no
playground.
building. There's no anything. We're sitting on like the
See that tire swing? Coach has got the tire swing,
Okay.
dude.
Enjoy. Good luck.
And a high school halftime.
I saw a state championship game there. It was Westwood, I think Butler. Group 2 state championship, man.
Sammy won't let us that far down.
90, my senior, 96, I think.
And
No,
then
Westwood
our
Cardinals.
dads don't
They both
jump.
had the Cardinal helmet.
Cardinals?
Group 2 state
Yeah.
championship.
Yeah, there's food there.
You go to St. Joe's and they have like the field house right there.
Oh, that's a different route. No.
For the visit, you just walk down the hill and take a right. You're not going.
Potty? Hey, pee-pee? Are you crazy? Do you know how cold it is? All right, come on, let's go. We'll try. We'll try.
St. Joe's.
But then you're gonna walk a mile. It's not as far as this.
They put up a nice scoreboard a couple years ago.
Yeah, they show like
High def, it's pretty cool.
Maybe he got on and he missed the ball. I have no idea.
we play a game there every year on a Saturday.
So what do you coach? 6th and 7th or 8th and 9th? 8th and 9th, 7th, 8th.
I coach 5th. Started off 1 and 2.
What is Dylan and Abby? What are they cheering? What grades?
Dylan second and Abby third.
Yeah, she's you. No doubt. 100%. She looks just like her. I mean, everything.
I take her right. Take her in the first, whatever, that is. Our heads are kids media.
Like, what? What the hell are you talking about? Take the fucking helmet.
Look at her.
Oh my god. Oh, there we go.
They're better offensive than
They definitely look better than you, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I'll carry you.
What's your coach name? Mark somebody? Yeah, my guy knows your guy. He's got a, he's a member at Donald Ross course. Sweet Donald Ross. It's one of my favorite courses around there.
You gotta have soft hands like your finger doesn't help you. You gotta be soft around it.
It's the greens. It's all about the greens. Typical Donald Ross.
They're rolling at a 13 in April. This is fair.
It's that guy seeing the walks all the time with his hands. Michael, what's his name? What's his full name? Michael Shaw. Fucking Irish guy.
Ball through him right away. Hit a 25-yard game. No, he threw that down the fucking field.
That's a great track though. That's one of my top 10 tracks in the state. I've only played Ridgewood 3 times. I've never played the combo course, which I'd love to do. Because that's the play for the that's the play for the Barclays. I've never played Arcola.
And get it to him right away.
How do you get on there?
Not in the line.
What do you do, dude? Here's my call. Calls is coming down that weekend.
Right over there. Get the ball through him right away.
It's literally one of the nicest courses around here. Nobody plays. The membership is like 150 people.
Oh my God, I can't
O'Neill actually played that course. That son of a bitch got on that place. One of his clients, Arcola, A-R-C-O-L-A. One of his clients out in California, buddies with somebody who's a member. He got him on there like 3 years ago.
I got paid $10 to come here.
Super exclusive.
Get my money back.
Nobody plays there. There's not even like a
Oh my God.
divot that makes it fair. There's no rounds.
Where?
No play rounds.
And it's real.
Who's what?
And you won't be offended if I walk over to Outback for the end of the game. No, I'll be with you. That'd be smart if you did that.
When I was doing this, Louis,
That's our whole lot of one over there.
Oh, that's the guy you met outside the front. You asked him you wanted to over there.
Yeah.
It was over in the morning.
Yeah, right. Look over there. We get the ball.
Yeah, to get to my house, if you don't want to walk in the snow.
I'll look at this. I don't. Look at my.
If you walk in the snow, just walk out to the corner.
Do you see all the brown?
Can I go get on the bus? No? Yeah, you can. There is a bus that takes you up. Oh, seriously.
I thought about that before.
Think about
I come back down in the fourth quarter.
Joey, back this house.
Oh my God, I can hear that stop coming. I feel it in my soul. I remember. There was one time when I was talking to Ernie, and it was me and Joe Montes, and we were running water, and just I swear,
It takes 3 hours to get to the parking lot.
Stand here. Hey, girl. Karen, please come over here. Come over here, you pull off. Come on. Come on. Come on. You're out of the wind. It's a 25-degree difference right there.
on everything. Or like 6.
You're bullshit.
No, it feels like a big difference.
Are you kidding me?
No, the wind's not coming.
There's no wind. The wind's coming.
Come on.
I was getting lit up by the wind.
45.
Well, you invited me.
45 degrees. Pack them in. Human heat. We're good.
Hey, they want another jacket? It's mine. Friend, sit on your finger. This is nice.
Sherry's here.
That's nice, right? Huh?
Heater on.
There's guys that I'll talk to like every once in a while.
Ladies and gentlemen, Wayne Hills Football is honored to sponsor a beefsteak to benefit the family of Lou Grant, our fallen football patriot. The benefit beefsteak will be held on Sunday, December 2nd, Sunday, December 2nd, from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. at the Brownstone. For more information, please visit the table over to the right of the grandstand or the Wayne Hills Facebook website. Thank you.
Dad was a coach here for like 20 plus, so all those championships were all his dad's. All those championships were Olsen's father. 16.
Oh, what? All the way through?
No, 11 back. 16 was done with that.
Olsen's a good guy. I saw stuff going on.
Well, he had a son that was special needs. I forget what he had. Autistic? No, not autistic. He had some kind of health issue.
He's a high quality individual.
They do a ton of charity work. A ton of charity
Good
work.
for the NFL.
For every scumbag, you gotta hope you have 2 or 3 pretty good guys. And I'll tell you what, right? Before my nephew got sick, you never understood what went on behind the scenes. These guys do so much good work. It's unbelievable. Eli Manning, the Giants, Tom Coughlin, they do so much charity work and work for kids that have cancer. It's unbelievable. Gronkowski on a game-worn jersey.
Wrote him a letter with a sign that was
Unreal. And that's the shit we don't ever see. We see the Dee-Wees and driving the car at 200 miles an hour.
But dude, Siegel said if you split every team in 3 teams, so a third you have over with your family, your kids, you feel comfortable. The third you're like, man, I can do without him, and the third arch critical. Like you wouldn't allow your wife and kids. Come on.
brother, it's crazy. My brother's wife has a direct out with Hong Kong. Talks to her like once every 2 weeks. He checks in to see how Joe's doing. That's all it is. Mark Herzog. No, he's retired. He had cancer in college. Get off the bus, Gus.
I want to get on the bus. I'm getting that ambulance over there.
We'll leave soon.
Thank God.
We'll walk over. We'll have Cook drive us over, out back right over there.
It's not that I'm not in a good game, but
Yeah, I get it.
all of a sudden, like, the cold hit me, like, I wasn't ready for it, you know?
It's only November 15th.
Like, it hasn't been cold. It's like, your Halloween is there. And then, like, it is here. Nothing bad. Nothing bad.
I'm the same jacket. I'm gonna get ready for it. Why? Then I haven't come down yet, bro.
This is not that.
Dude, these are 35 minutes. There's Wade Hill's guys coming out of the locker room right now. They're gonna walk over there to go to the bus.
Oh my God, man.
Oh my God, Orren!
Let me see.
I just yelled at him. Dude, are you kidding me? Look how far, man. It's like a quarter mile. Like 7 feet a mile away. You think it helps? My yell, hurry up.
They're probably we're gonna go back out there now. It's gotta be. Look how far they are.
It's ridiculous. It's a 40-minute half.
40 minutes. Look, it's high school.
Dude, we were in and out 15 minutes. Max. About 30 years ago now.
7-12. 7-12.
Well, it's got to be longer than anywhere else because your locker room is different.
You know how much 2 minutes before she owes me $1. Oh, they'll be out in 25 minutes. No, she's like, oh, it'll be a quick halftime. Never a fast halftime. Stacey? I'll see her somewhere.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna collect my $1.
Oh. Casey, what's up with this halftime? So long. So long.
You gotta run through 2 quarters.
You're gonna be paying up. I know. Amen. I know. Agreed. Bring down attendance. We need hitters up here.
I go, what are you doing? I should have little too. My dad. I'm like, oh my God, where's Mom? She's in the other room.
We've got another half an hour before we kick off.
On grass. We have snow blowers out there, leaf blowers. I drive my dad's Bronco to the, put the leaf blower in the back and blow some snow off.
You guys do it?
Oh yeah, players do it. She's got my dad's Huff snow blower on the top of the hill past that guy, like slopes down and gets like traffic. He lets go, snow blower, it blasts in the back of my father's Bronco, blows out the back rear quarter panel, it costs like $600. Oh, yeah. Just the morning of the game. You blew up my dad's quarterback on the Broncos.
Was he worried he was going to
Cheer.
Oh, somebody's phone dropped.
Oh,
that could have been bad. That could have been bad.
Did you do that? No.
These little kids are freezing a little bit too.
Good God. I don't remember seeing it on here. I saw it. And she's like 6 foot, like 210. Really?
With Mark.
What's up?
He's down somewhere.
I hear the wind. They're down there. They're throwing the football down there. Mike,
You think they're on a bus going? Are you really on a freaking bus right now?
somewhere.
Is it a big difference? Is it a big difference? 15 degrees cooler right here and there. At least. Yep. I'm going with that. This is like Rocky when they land in Russia. This is it. I'm going to start doing calisthenics. Bus, for Christ's sake. It's weird. Here they come. They should have stayed down here for 5 minutes. This is longer halftime than the Super Bowl. Super Bowl scoring. Well, wait, hell, what? The other team's all the way there. It's still up there. An hour. And we don't even get Beyonce. So flip a nip from Janet Jackson.
I did too. Well, you know what I say about like I come home fifth grade, like when I was in fifth grade, and I can't. I come home with a fucking saxophone. I'm upstairs, like 3 or 4 days in a row. I'm trying to practice like he's boom, the fucking door kicks open. What are you doing? You're not playing. Oh, we're outside. Fuck. He said we outside of work. And we have inside and never saw it again. He turned me. Why did you mix? We're not playing. It was like 3 nights over.
shoulder? Yeah. It did, right? Crack out here.
All right, so a little intro. We'll start about, I'll throw it to you for some things that Hills needs to fix. You take offense, I'll take defense. All right,
If I start doing that, you're going to get angry.
Yes, we're not going to be here very long. We're good for like one series.
Oh, that's the best thing I've ever heard. We're going to YouTube TV it at the bar. Yeah. That's what it's on.
Halftime pick is detrimental. How do you get warmed up again? You must be frozen. You go into the warm and back out.
I quit on playing volleyball.
What's it? This is below standard. It's freezing out here.
Basketball's my game.
Hello there, and welcome back to Wayne Hills Patriot Stadium. My name is Dylan Orren King, joined alongside Luca Yannuzzi, here for the final half of football to be played in Wayne Hills Patriot Stadium this season. And one of these two teams, either Wayne Hills or Old Tappan, will be moving on to the state championship. So, Luca, we've been talking about it a little bit during the break, but we were talking mainly about how Hills is going to be able to come back. So, offensively, what do you think they need to do?
I mean, offensively, pretty much, this team needs to get everything in check. Receivers have been given some great pass opportunities, yet have just not been able to execute and get the completions necessary. We saw Christian Pontalillo wide open, unfortunately drop a pass. We saw Charles Njoku, even though he was covered, still dropped a few passes. But offensive line as well needs to keep Sharkey protected. Sharkey's been under a lot of pressure in this first half and hasn't been able to get off as many efficient passes and has thrown it away a good few times throughout the first half. And that's something we really don't see pretty much ever. I've only seen it maybe 2 or 3 times throughout the entire season. Tonight we had it and do it a few times, but if we can step that up and we can start playing Wayne Hills football, then we should be able to get a comeback on and maybe even secure this game as a win.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I'll take the focus on defensive side, but, mainly it's going to come down. Early in the game we saw a lot of neat run passing plays to the outside. And then later in the game from Old Tappan, we saw a lot of over-the-top throws. So, to me, the main thing is going to come down to the linebacker core. It's not going to come down to the defensive line, although it is important. They're not going to come down to the cornerbacks and safeties, although that is important. It's going to come down to the linebacker core, the guys who are covering the middle of the field and can spread out either into coverage or can blitz. Daniel Daly, Anthony Pontalillo, these are the kinds of guys that need to step up in this game. We've seen them cause a lot of problems for multiple teams, and they need to cause that here. They need to cause that commotion that's really gotten them integrated into this football program. And I mean, really, if they can show up and they can play out, we'll win. And we have that opportunity to be able to come out and win fully here tonight. But it's going to come down to both sides of the ball. I mean, really, it will. And I mean, you look at some guys on Old Tappan and they're very good. You look at some guys on Hills and they look very good. You know, this second half, this final second half is going to be a very, very tough one. Also would like to make a quick shout out to Sam Belkowitz. Okay, now moving on. Sort of a quick shout out there. Hopefully he said he would screen record that, so we'll see if that happens. But anyway, Luca, sorry to cut you off there. Go ahead.
I mean, I was talking with Mr. Hookstraight before the game, and he was saying this game could be won before the second half and by the end of the game come to a score of 34-10. But this first half we just saw Wayne Hills fall, but luckily, as we've seen in these games prior, Wayne Hills has been a second half team. We've seen in their scoring average for the game in the third quarter, they've scored on an average 10.2 points for every game in the regular season. Haven't seen as much in the postseason, as in these games they've had a fairly great lead before the second half, but now that they're down, now that they're down coming into the second half, and they're in dire need to step this up, they definitely should be getting some more points on the board.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's hope they're able to do that. And I mean, this team has the potential to absolutely do that. Also, shout out to Matthew Williamson, who's apparently watching the game too. But anyway, just even more, as I'm learning that more people are watching the stream, that they don't go to Hills, but they're still here showing their own support in their own way. So great to know that Hills has support from pretty much everywhere across the entire East Coast. But either way, this is going to be the half that's going to determine if Hills is good enough to get to the state championship. I mean, really, this is going to be it. We know who they're going to go up against. It's either going to be Irvington or Phillipsburg, one or the other. And right now, if Hills can step up, we'll play in MetLife. We can play in MetLife. We've been trying to play in MetLife this entire season. This is it. This is our one shot. Sure, we have more potential options next year, but who wants to do that next year? Why not do it this year? If you can make it this year, make it this year. And that's what every senior here at Hills wants. Everybody wants to go to MetLife. We missed out on it last year. We made it 2 years ago, and we're state champions then. Let's see if we can become some today. A very light kickoff here. Taken early by Hills. Breaks away, but gets taken down around the 45-yard line. But now we're going to see the Wayne Hills offense come back onto the field. And Charles Njoku, number 10, Jaron Hick, number 11. Two of the most significant receivers on this team currently. Both split out left. Tom Sharkey in the pocket. Takes a snap. Handoff. It's the Michael Joyce who's able to break some tackles. A pretty nice run there down the right side of the field. And that's the sort of rush that we like to see, and we really haven't seen that pretty much all game. But now Michael Joyce really showing off that strength. And man, I'm just hoping he can keep going.
Yeah, I'd say that now it's getting to them, that they are in dire need to improve their game so far.
Sharkey takes the snap, hands it off to Joyce yet again. Tries to dive for a little bit of extra yards, looks to be around 2nd and 8. And that's 2 rushing attempts by Hills. We'll actually set up the 2nd and 9, but either way, Hills is moving the ball effectively now. And let's see if they can keep this going. Sharkey in the pocket. Takes a snap. Hands it off. It's Michael Joyce. Breaks a tackle. Able to move the ball. That's going to set up what looks to be a 3rd and 4. And so now it looks like, at least to my belief, that Sharkey is going to send it up through the air. We'll see what they can do, but Jaron Hayek and Charles Njoku outright. Sharkey takes the snap. It is a pass. Jaron Hayek up the middle. He's able to catch it. Down the middle. And an amazing catch by Jaron Hayek, and that'll move the sticks for the first down. And let's go to the replay on that one. Take a look at it yet again. There's the snap, a lot of time in the pocket, and a nice dot to Jaron Hayek. Perfect catch, perfect reception. Yet again, two receivers out wide. And that'll be a timeout called by Hills. 9 minutes, 56 seconds left on the clock. Hills is down 13-6. And Hills, coming to this drive, has moved the ball very efficiently. Much more efficient than they were the previous half.
I mean, yeah, it's hitting them that they are behind, and they really shouldn't be, and that they need to up their game to get this win and get to MetLife, because that is their goal. That's what they need to do. That's what they've been hoping to do. That's what they've been wanting to do.
Well, really, I mean, really couldn't agree more. And I mean, the one thing that I should add is that, I mean, I've been talking to the seniors pretty much the entire year. And even before this, even when they were juniors or even a little bit during sophomore year, that these guys have always been hungry. They've always been hungry for that one more win. And I mean, they won their sophomore year. But I mean, you look at our lineup, at least our senior lineup, and only really Bensi Polgar was the guy who mainly started on that line. But now all the seniors are on. Every senior has a play in this. Sharkey takes the snap, looking for a pass. A lot of pressure, gets taken down for a sack. They're going to lose a lot of yards here. And that's going to set up a second, and what looks to be about a 2nd and 16. And that's just the defensive end just able to break through the offensive line for Hills. Get an amazing sack there, but Hills just needs to keep this drive moving, but that could be a momentum breaker. Sharkey takes the snap, looking for a pass. Chucks it up to Njoku. Intercepted in the end zone. Sharkey's first of the night. And let's go to the replay on that one. We can see exactly what happened. And there's the snap to Sharkey. A lot of time in the pocket. Throws it up to Njoku, who 9 out of 10 times can make that catch, but the cornerback is able to step in front of Njoku and go up and come down with it. Unfortunate play, but that'll be the touchback. It'll be set up at the 20-yard line. And the Old Tappan offense will now come onto the field looking to drive this ball all the way down. Quarterback for Old Tappan, number 2, Drew DiPolito. We've seen him able to run the ball and pass it. Takes the snap here. Moves it down the middle himself. Wrapped up. And he's able to gain a lot of yards here. Adam Abida on the tackle, but that's just a hole created by the offensive line for Old Tappan, and DiPolito is just able to take off through it and gain a lot of yards here, setting up a 2nd and 8. DiPolito on the snap. In for a pass, throws it down the middle, swatted away by Jaron Hayek. Great defensive play there. And now Jaron Hayek has made strides on offense, and now he's making strides on defense. Let's see if he can keep it up. 3rd and 2. Hills needs one stop, and then Old Tappan will most likely punt it away. Let's see if Hills can get the shutdown that they need. DiPolito. Motion. Snaps. Runs out to the left side. Gets taken down immediately. Did not get the first down. Looks to be 4th and 1. Anthony Puntalillo on the tackle. Let's go to the replay there very quickly and take a look. And there's the fake handoff, and you see Puntalillo just come around the end and a heavy takedown there. Great job by him, but it looks like the punt team will not be coming out for Old Tappan. They'll be going for it on 4th and inches. There's the snap, or the fake snap there. Almost got Hills to jump. Taking time off the clock. 7 minutes, 36 seconds left. Trying to get Hills to jump. And there's the flag. And now they'll be losing yards. Not able to snap the ball in time. Now setting up a 4th and 6. Don't really know why they held the ball for that long.
I mean, yeah, they were trying to get Hills to jump, and it just went too long. The Hills offensive line would not budge, so I just didn't know why they didn't stop.
Now the punt team on. High snap. Sent away. Not a great punt. Sent out of bounds. And now the offense will come back onto the field. And they're going to start out on the Old Tappan side of the field. And now currently looking at Charles Njoku. Great receiver for Hills. Was picked off in their last drive. And I wonder, are they going to try to get him back into the game? I mean, he was the guy who had an amazing touchdown catch earlier in this game. Well, we'll see what he's able to do here. Sharkey takes the snap. Looking for a screen play to Jaron Hick. Yet again. He's going to lose yards here. That'll set up a 2nd and 11. And they set up the screenplay multiple times, and usually they gain positive yardage, but this is one of those rare times where Jaron has been stopped behind the line of scrimmage, and you know, I say rare. It's almost happened about twice now in this game, so I just wonder, are they going to keep running that play, or maybe they'll change something up? Who knows? But Sharkey in the pocket, takes the snap, hands it off to Michael Joyce, able to get some yards, driving a little bit forward, able to get out of bounds. 6 minutes, 30 seconds left on the clock. We'll set up a 3rd and 4. Let's go to the replay and take a look at that one yet again. And there's the snap. Michael Joyce takes it, slow it down right around here. And you can see him just drive through 2 Old Tappan players at once, and that's that strength from Michael Joyce that we've seen 2 seasons in a row now. Now Sharkey takes a snap, hands it off to Joyce yet again, down the left side, able to break some, gets the first down, and he'll move the sticks. And now we see Michael Joyce starting to come into this game, and he's starting to do a lot better. Last game, if you'll remember from me and Luca's beginning talk in the beginning of this game, was last game that he had his best game of the season. 7 rushes for 105 yards and 2 touchdowns. He had an amazing game last week. Let's see if he'll repeat. Sharkey takes a snap, hands it off to Joyce yet again, who's able to break away through the middle. Not able to get the first down, but sets Hills up in a prime position to get it once again. The time, 5 minutes, 22 seconds left on the clock. Hills is down 13-6. But Hills set it up at the 2nd and 2. They're looking to change this game up by quite a bit if they can push down and get a score. Sharkey takes a snap, hands it off to Joyce yet again, finds a hole, he's able to rush through it, cuts up the middle, gets tripped up, but able to drive to the 2nd-yard line. And Hills is now just 2 yards away from putting a touchdown up on the board. Let's get a quick replay. There's the snap, the handoff, and there's an immediate hole. Cuts up the middle, gets tripped up, but able to dive for extra yards. And so Hills might be able to score here if they can just drive this ball through. Sharkey takes a snap immediately, moves forward, touchdown Patriots! Tom Sharkey on the quarterback sneak was able to get in to put points up on the board, and Hills is 1 point away from tying this game up. And you know, honestly, I thought that they might hand it off to Michael Joyce there. He is their power back on this team, and he was in a prime position, but they decided to go with the quarterback sneak, let Sharkey take it in with his legs, and pretty much textbook. The snap, the kick, and it is good. Tie game, 13-13 with 4 minutes, 40 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. And now if you're Hills, you've got a tie game. Perfect position to start coming back. But the Old Tappan offense will be coming back onto the field, and we're going to see if this Hills defense can step up. And at this point, Luca, I think you'll agree with me on this one. This is their chance to shine. This defense has a great opportunity here. If they can shut Old Tappan down, the offense can come back on the field and score another touchdown. You know, how do you think they're going to be able to do that?
I mean, I couldn't agree with you more about this Wayne Hills defense having to come on and get this ball back to the offense so we can score. But I think this defense is definitely stepping it up, but it hasn't gone to that 100% full capacity that me and you both know that they most certainly have. It definitely does show that they are making an improvement and are getting a lot better throughout this game as it is going along. But they can make that extra step to get up there, stop this Old Tappan team, and get Hills the ball to score and give them the lead.
Jordan Thiel on the kick. It is a low but long kick. They're going to let it bounce. Not able to pick it up. Ref is going to call it for a touchback.
Touchback in the end zone.
Old Tappan will start on the 20-yard line.
Ball will be spotted on the 20-yard line. 1st and 10, Golden Knights.
And now to start the 3rd quarter, 4 minutes, 40 seconds left. The score 13-13, all tied up. And now let's see if they can go out with what me and Luca have been calling this Wayne Hills football. And let's see if the Hills defense can come out and try to show out in this 3rd quarter. DiPolito. Motion. Fakes the snap. Fakes the handoff. It's a pass. Lot of pressure from big man Bensi. Almost gets taken down there. Is going to dive. Not making it to the line of scrimmage. They're going to lose yards. And that's some great pressure by the defensive line. Let's go to the replay there. That's big man Bensi, number 72. Look at that man right there just running after this quarterback like it's nothing. Big man Bensi, probably, I believe he is around 6'4", 6'5", and 300 pounds. He is 6'4" and currently written down as 285, but I'm pretty sure that he said earlier this season he was at 300 pounds, but he might have lost weight, who knows. DiPolito takes the snap. It's a toss. wrapped up early. That's Anthony Puntalillo on an amazing step there. And let's go to the replay there. We got to see this again. You can see Anthony Puntalillo right here breaking his blocker and just wrapping up. And that's the sort of clutch play we've seen from him all season. This guy has been stellar on the defensive side of the field. Currently 3rd and 12. And you can hear the Patriots crowd getting loud. DiPolito takes the snap, looking for a pass. Has a man down the middle. He gets the first down. Heavy hit there, but Old Tappan is able to move the sticks on a pretty neat pass. And that could be the trendsetter for Old Tappan, but we'll have to see if it's able to truly happen. But, you know, at this point, if you're Hills, you've pretty much turned it around. You got them to a 3rd and 12. You can sure do it again, I mean, if you're hopeful, but at this point, we'll see if they're able to repeat. DiPolito takes the snap, looking for another pass. Throws it up. Picked. He's got it. He's breaking away for some extra yards. Moves down the field. It's number 6, Jake Pasinich. Let's go to the replay there, see what happened. Just had a lot of time in the pocket. Thrown up. Picked up over the head of Mike Casasanta, number 7. And Adam Abita is able to catch up to him. Lucky there, but Old Tappan is now in the red zone of Hills' side of the field when just a couple plays ago, they were at a 3rd and 12 and almost out of it. DiPolito takes a snap, looking for a pass, throws it up yet again. Gets a hand on it, but not able to come down with it. 2 minutes, 18 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Score tied 13-13. So that'll set up a 2nd and 10, and Hills just needs to stop this Old Tappan offense from moving the ball. And I mean, Old Tappan got the ball rolling, but it's going to come down to Hills to be able to stop it. DiPolito. Motion, takes the snap, looking for a pass. Gets a lot of pressure on him. Wrapped up, taken down. Looks to be a gain of about 5. We'll set up a 3rd and 5. Looks to be actually a 3rd and 6, but either way, if Hills can get the necessary stops here, then they might be able to prevent a score. Only 1:46 left on the clock. And you can hear the Patriots crowd getting into it. You see the 12th Patriot always on their feet. DiPolito takes a snap, takes it himself for a run, but gets wrapped up. Stopped on the line of scrimmage. It'll set up a 4th down.
Number 72, Benzie Polgar on the stop for the Patriots.
And it looks like the special teams unit will come on. They're going to try a field goal. Both of these teams have mixed an extra point attempt. So let's see if Old Tappan is able to make a field goal. Here's the kick, it is high. Looks to be wide left, no good. Still a tie game. And that is Old Tappan's 2nd miss of the night. First and extra point, now they miss a field goal. Time currently 45 seconds left in this fourth quarter. So Hills really, they can push a little bit here, but in the end they're going to have the ball to start the fourth quarter so long as nothing goes wrong. But we'll see what Sharky's able to do here. 3 receivers out wide, takes a snap, hands it off to Michael Joyce, who's able to break away up the middle. Michael Joyce on the breakaway, down the right side. The 10-yard line, the 5, and gets shoved out of bounds, and just like that, Michael Joyce on the left side of the field. That was my mistake, but he's able to make an excellent play. Let's go to the replay there. We got to take a look at this. Breakaway up the middle, led by Anthony Puntalillo, cuts out to the left side, and he is gone. Michael Joyce, one of the 3 backs for our team currently, and he's getting the dominant portion of the snaps tonight, and an amazing carry. Almost had a touchdown too. Let's see what Hills is able to do here at the 5-yard line. Snap to Sharkey. Hands it off to Michael Joyce yet again up the middle. Looks like he was able to get it out to the 2-yard line. Time is 20 seconds and ticking. Game is still tied.
Gain of 2, 2nd and goal from the 3.
Hills might just wind down the clock here since it is only 7 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. And it looks like they are going to just run out the clock. That'll be the end of the 3rd quarter. The score currently 13-13. At the beginning of the 4th quarter, we have a tie game, which could go in either team's favor. And so frankly now, I think we can finally say that Hills has come out of this early game slump and has really shown the true meaning of Wayne Hills football. They start out slow in the 1st quarter and even slower in the 2nd. But once the 2nd half starts up, they just move the ball like it's not even a problem, like it's nothing, and they're able to put a score up on the board. And now they're within 2 yards of another score, so they could easily come away with this possession with a touchdown. It's just going to come down to how are they going to play this out.
I mean, Hills now getting incredibly close. As you said, we are now getting what Wayne Hills football truly is.
Yeah, absolutely couldn't agree more. And you see our offense heading out on the field once again. But, I mean, that was some amazing blocking by the offensive line. You really got to give credit to Anthony Puntalillo running ahead of Michael Joyce. Pretty much giving Michael Joyce a line, and he grabs onto it immediately. And now it's Hills. Only what looks to be 3 yards away from another score. Sharkey takes the snap. It's a toss to Michael Joyce. Runs it through. Touchdown! Touchdown, Michael Joyce! And Hills will take the lead. The Hills running game stepping up tonight. Michael Joyce having another stellar game. And now Hills will go up 20-13. And with this extra point, they'll make it 21. There's the extra point. It is good. Actually, the score should be set to 20-13. The scoreboard on the field was incorrect. So it will be 20-13. Hills comes up with the lead. The first lead that Hills has had all night, and it comes at probably the most perfect moment. The 4th quarter, right in the beginning. And they did it in 4 seconds.
I mean, Hills now just able to get out there. Now they're going nuts. They're getting ready to keep this lead and get head into MetLife.
Well, that is the game plan, and I mean, if Hills is able to maintain this lead, then most likely we'll be facing either Phillipsburg or Irvington in the state championship at MetLife Stadium. And all of you watching better believe that we will be at that game. Most likely freezing just like tonight. It did snow yesterday, and thanks to some grateful parents, they were able to clear the field in time for the game as the kick is sent away to Old Tappan. They will pick up the ball, running down the middle of the field, trying to gain some more yards, but most likely will get stopped at the 33-yard line. And now it's up to the Hills defense yet again to shut down this Old Tappan offense. And one of the big things about this Wayne Hills defense is how flexible it is. They are just able to adapt to almost any situation as soon as the second half starts. Best example I can give you is of last game. Wayne Hills taking on Morris Knowles, and Morris Knowles came out of a wing T formation, one that Hills had never gone up before that entire season. First drive, Morris Knowles was able to score. And after that, they did absolutely nothing. We've talked about this before, but I mean, if Hills can shut them, Morris Knowles out here, they can do it to Old Tappan. High snap, taken up by DiPolito. He's running out to the right side, gains a couple yards. That's a first down, able to break away. Dragged out of bounds. And now Old Tappan is going to march down the field to first down, and they're going to be set up at the 40, looks like the 48-yard line. Now it's pretty much all up to the defense. They just need to be able to stop this Old Tappan offense. Bend and don't break. Here's the snap by DiPolito. Looking for a pass, chucks it down the field. And Mike Casasanta down on the field. Took a kick there by John Carolaccio. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce that, but took a mean kick there. Very unfortunate, but looks like he is okay. He's fine. That's good. Last thing that Hills needs is an injury right now, and Old Tappan set up, motion, takes a snap, running with it to the left side. Gets taken down by Jaron Hayek. Will set up what looks to be a 3rd and 5, a minute 25 on the clock. Actually sets up a 3rd and 6, but let's take a look at the replay there, if we can get it very quickly. You can see the motion. Run by DiPolito out to the left, and you can just see Hills and Jaron Hayek just swarm to the ball. A little bit of helmet-to-helmet contact, but that's never stopped Hills before. 3 wide, looking for a pass. DiPolito sends it away. Stopped by Anthony Puntalillo. Great job by him, and he's really shown up in the second half. He's really come out to play, both offensively and defensively, setting up a 4th and 6. And at first, Old Tappan looked like they were going to go for it, but it does now look like they're going to send it away. Almost looked like they were going to go for it there, but most likely wouldn't have made it. Here's the punt. Decent punt there. It's going to keep rolling. Looks like it's going to stop around the 5-yard line. Tough field position for Hills, but the defense did its job. And now it's on the offense to finish it.
Patriots take over on the 5-yard line.
So 10 minutes, 39 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Hills is up 20-13. And now it's going to come down to the Hills offense just to drive down the field and make this a 2-scoring game. Sharkey, they're on the snap, hands it off. Gets swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage.
Michael Joyce on the carry.
No gain on the play, will be 2nd and 10.
Sebastian Santana, number 54, on the stop. Pickup of 1, 2nd and 9.
Don't start throwing the ball now. Run it. Run it.
And now it's the Hills offense. Just looking to drive this ball away. Looks like it's Adam Abita in the backfield. Takes the snap, hands it off. Decent gain, but just not enough.
On the carry.
Sets up a 3rd and 3 on the 9-yard line, or about, actually looks like the 8-yard line, but either way, Hills looks like they're coming out in what appears to be a passing formation here. They've already got 4 receivers out on the field. Four wide, 2 receivers to each. Sharkey takes a snap, looking for a pass. Quick pass out to Jaron Hayek. He's just not able to keep it in his hands.
The pass intended for Hayek is incomplete.
We'll set up the 4th and 6, and most likely Hill's going to punt this ball away.
I mean, as you were saying before, we needed the offense to do their job. However, like the defense was before, this offense is definitely improving, but they need to take that step up. We need to get, even though we're in the lead, we need to get that one more drive in to make this a 2-drive game.
And actually looks like there's a penalty marker on the field. It looks to be against Old Tappan. If it is, it'll be the first one of the game going against Old Tappan. And they will be losing yards. It looks to be a 15-yard penalty, so that'll set Hills up in a 1st down position. Looked to be an illegal man downfield. Possibly. At least that's what, from the news I'm getting, I thought it might be an illegal block in the back. It could have been, but either way, doesn't really matter. Hills gets a 1st down, and we get another shot. Sharkey takes a snap, hands it off to Adam Abita, who's able to cut up the middle of the field. Big gain there will set up a 2nd and 9. And that's exactly what we're looking for.
You want Joyce running the ball. Come on.
And now Hills is just looking to move it down. Sharkey takes a snap, hands it off immediately yet again. Did he get the 1st down? Possibly. Looks like they might measure it out here.
Sebastian Santana, number 54, on the tackle. Official timeout for a measurement.
1st down.
Yeah, and they will measure this out with the official timeout. And is the ball a first down? Looks like it is. First down, Patriots.
Touchdown, Patriots.
Boys, let's go. Let's go.
And so now Hills is moving down the field off the penalty. And honestly, to me, it doesn't matter how they're moving the ball down. It just matters that they're doing it. And now it's the Hills offense getting it done here. Sharkey takes a snap, hands it off to Michael Joyce, able to break through a hole. Gain of about 6 will set up a 2nd and 4.
Number 9, Anthony Peasy on the tackle. Pickup of 6, 2nd and 4.
And now Hills is just moving the ball down consistently, handing it off to their running backs, and they're really having a field day in this 4th quarter. 7 minutes, 48 seconds left. If Hills can keep this going, they might just wrap this up. Takes a snap, hands it off to Michael Joyce yet again, who finds another hole, gets a first down.
Michael Joyce again on the carry. Tackled by number 70.
And it will be another first down. Officials did have to measure it there for a little bit, but they knew where it was going. And now the Patriots are just driving it down, whittling away at this Old Tappan defense, and just waiting for their next shot. Sharkey takes a snap, hands it off yet again to Michael Joyce. Taken down with only a gain of 1.
Number 76 on the stop. Pickup of 1, 2nd and 9.
So it's 2nd and 9. 2 receivers out wide. Sharkey almost causes Old Tappan to jump. Six minutes, 40 seconds left. Takes the snap, hands it off to Joyce yet again, who finds a hole. He's able to cut up the right side. Shoving straight through some mean defenders there, but gets a great first down. And Michael Joyce just on a field day. Let's go to the replay there. I want to see how many people it took to take down that man right there. Finds a hole down the right side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys to take down Michael Joyce. Are you kidding me?
I mean, that's just incredible. Every time, he's like a magic act. See him in the backfield, goes in. Now you don't. Then he gets through the hole, and then you see him again.
Tom Sharkey with the pass. Throws it up to Njoku in double coverage. He caught it. Did he come down with it? Doesn't look like he came down with it. Almost had it, though. Of course, when you're talking about Charles Njoku, you cannot forget about his 2 brothers, David Njoku, currently in the NFL as a tight end for the Cleveland Browns. Great player in his own right, but then you've also got his other brother, Evidence Njoku. Let's go to the replay there to just take a look at the throw, but Evidence Njoku currently a wide receiver at Miami, and you can see Njoku try to go up for it. Either way, it was out of bounds before he caught it. Sharkey takes a snap, hands it off to Adam Abita. Not able to gain really anything. And that's going to set up about a 3rd and 9. And Adam Abita has pretty much just been shut out of this game, but Michael Joyce has been able to convert. Very unfortunate for Abita, but you know, these 2 backs, they have their own set roles on this team, and if one of them doesn't work, well, then you can always use the other one, and that's what they're pretty much doing at this point. Sharkey takes the snap, looking for a pass. Charles not able to come down with it. That'll set up a 4th and 9. And the punt team will come on for Hills.
4th and 9. D'Argenio is back to punt for the Patriots with Drew DiPolito
Punt team on for Hills.
and number 15, John Baracelo, deep to return the punt.
There's the punt. It is high, not necessarily long. Going to get picked up around the 15-yard line.
The Patriots down the punt.
Five minutes, 9 seconds left in the 4th quarter. And now the Old Tappan offense has the ball. And they're looking to score. Motion. DiPolito hands it off. It's a triple fake. And it's a toss downfield. Overthrown. So it started out with a handoff. That ended up being a toss, and then another toss back to DiPolito, who launches it downfield and not able to get anything.
Great effort there on a trick-like play there for Old Tappan. Executed well, but just not able to get off that pass to number 20, Mike Pilota.
And now DiPolito, 4 wide receivers, 2nd and 10, 5 minutes on the clock. Takes the snap, looking for a pass. Lot of pressure. Almost wrapped up, has to run it himself. Looks to be a 3rd and 4. But a lot of pressure from the Swain Hills defensive line. And let's see if Hills can get the stop here. DiPolito takes the snap, runs it himself. Does get the first down and a couple more. Runs out of bounds. 4 minutes, 13 seconds left on the clock. Both teams in the crunch time, and if Hills wants to hold on to this lead, they need to stop this offensive side of Old Tappan, or else they will and possibly can come out with a loss. DiPolito sending back for a pass, has a lot of pressure, throws it away. Incomplete, and that'll set up a 2nd and 10.
Pass intended for number 82, Ben Keeler, is incomplete.
Two receivers up to the right, or to the left, and one receiver out to the right. DiPolito takes the snap, looking for a pass, throws it down, caught! Caught at the 36-yard line. Go to the replay for that one. And high, up in the air. And an easy catch, able to come down with it, being covered by Mike Casasanta. And that put Old Tappan in a very good field position. They have a big potential to score here. Let's see if Hills can get a stop. 3 minutes, 46 seconds left on the clock. There's the snap. DiPolito takes it himself up the middle, gets wrapped up. And that's Ben Kurzer on the stop. Great tackle by him. Will set up a 2nd and 8.
Pickup of 2, 2nd and 8.
DiPolito takes the snap, pitches it out. Wrapped up, does not get the first down. Does gain a lot of yards here. Sets up about a 3rd and 3. Actually does look to be around 3rd and 4, but either way, Old Tappan now out. 3 receivers out wide. On the right, 1 receiver out left. DiPolito takes a snap, runs it himself out to the right side, looking for a pass. Tipped up into the air by Jaron Hick. Doesn't come down with the pick, but still sends it away. Let's go to the replay there. You can see DiPolito rolling out to the right side, dishes it away, and almost picked off by Jaron, and then Abita. But now here's the crunch time. Here's the real important clutch play. 4th down, and Old Tappan is going for it. With 2 minutes, 25 seconds left on the clock, this is going to be the play that Hills is really going to need to shut them down on. Let's see if they can do it. There's a snap, looking for a pass. Lot of pressure. It's a sack. He gets sacked. That's Lundrum Nasufi on the sack. Gets DiPolito in the backfield. What an amazing play by Lundrum Nasufi. You cannot get more clutch than that.
Correction, the sack by number 1, Lundrum Nasufi.
It was such an incredible play there. Haven't heard from Lundrum Nasufi as much as we usually do in this game, but man, we hear from him in the most clutch times. An incredible clutch play there. Just incredible.
And with 2 minutes, 20 seconds left on the clock, Hills can shut out this game. Jaron Hick in a running back takes the ball, and he's running away with it. Gets a first down.
Brought down by number 6, Jake Kucinich. First down, Patriots.
And a great rush there by Jaron Hick. And he can play all 3 main positions on the field. He was the starting quarterback for Hills last season, transferred over to a wide receiver, but can also play running back. So he can do all 3 things on the field. And, you know, you have to go 2 years back to where Tyler and Hunter Hick also played for Wayne Hills, both the receivers. There's the snap handed off to Jaron Hick once more. Able to push for some extra yards, but not going to gain a lot here, but he doesn't need a lot. Already a minute 41 on the clock. And if Hills can just waste more and more and more time, they can come away with the win here that's going to send them to the state championship. Timeout called. And now it's really going to come down to the Hills offense, see how much time they can waste without giving the ball away. It's a 2nd and 8. They have potential to really come away with this ball. But let's see what they're going to be able to do here.
They need to waste time, but there is a minute 41 left on the clock. they can't end up giving this ball away. They're getting so incredibly close to what they've been hoping for and dreaming for in this season, and they're almost on their way and punching in their ticket to MetLife.
Sharkey takes the snap, hands it off to Jaron Hick once again. Able to move up the middle of the field. Gain of what looks to be about 2. Third and 3. Or I'm sorry, 3rd and 6, but Old Tappan takes another timeout. 1:35 on the clock. And it looks like Hills is going to need to go up and pass it here. They need to try to get a first down so they can waste even more time. They cannot let Old Tappan get the ball back with this amount of time left.
Especially now that they are so incredibly close. They cannot let Old Tappan get this ball and get it down the field.
I mean, look, at this point, it's 1:35. It's 3rd and 6. If they give Old Tappan the ball back, they have enough time to go down the field and tie this game up. They can't let it happen. They just need to keep driving, they need to throw this ball, and they need to get it in the air to somebody. Sharkey in the pocket. Calls an audible. Takes a snap, looking for a pass, up in the air to Charles Njoku. He just can't catch it. Now that'll be a 4th and 6, and the punt team coming on for Hills, they will send the ball back. And let's go to the replay there, take a look at it once again. There's Sharkey. High ball up for Njoku. And he just can't come down with it. Mainly with that one hand right in between his arms, but he just can't come down with it. Here's the punt. That's a pretty good punt there by D'Argenio. It will go out of bounds. 1:24 on the clock. So Old Tappan does have enough time to march down the field. But it's going to come down the Hills defense now and see how long they can halt the Old Tappan offense from really moving down this field.
We've been talking about having this defense picking up throughout this game. They most certainly have taken that extra step, but they need to take yet another one now. This is crunch time. We need to be giving it 110%. More than our all. We need to stop this Old Tappan team and get to MetLife.
4 wide. Dippolito takes a snap. A lot of pressure. Almost a sack. Throws it away. And there's the flag.
A penalty marker is down.
A 1:17 on the clock. And it'll be a penalty on Old Tappan for intentional grounding. They're going to lose a lot of yards here. And for Hills, you couldn't ask for much better. This is almost perfect, but you gotta stop Old Tappan. Just because they lost yards doesn't mean they can't move the ball down the field. You still need to be 110%, just as you said, Luca. But Hills has that potential. They can win out this game. They just need to make it happen. And so now Old Tappan looks like to be about 18 yards away from a first down. Takes the snap, looking for a pass.
Watch the middle.
Dropped, incomplete. Will set up a third down. A minute 13 on the clock. And if Hills can get a stop here, they might be able to seal this game away. As soon as they get it on offense, they can just run down the clock. They just need to get the ball back. Here's the snap. Looking for a pass. Takes it himself. Was he able to catch it? It was incomplete. Ball hit the ground before he got a hold of it. Let's look at the replay at that one. All we really need to see is this. The swat on the arm that prevented the throw. I believe that was also from Lundgren Musufi, so a great job there. A minute 5 on the clock. It's a fourth down, and a timeout is called for Old Tappan. I believe that that is their last timeout. So now, if Hills gets the ball back on a turnover, Old Tappan cannot stop the clock. And it'll just be up to Hills to just run out the rest of this game.
I mean, Old Tappan definitely coming into absolute crunch time right now. They need to pull through here. Somehow getting off a huge pass. But this Hills defense is on top of it. Right now, they've been unstoppable. They've been getting in Old Tappan's heads, screwing around with their mentality, trying to get around them. And so far they have, and they've been doing a great job of holding this Old Tappan team back. But they got one last play. They got to keep doing it.
Well, this is Old Tappan's last chance. A minute 5 on the clock. Out in the passing formation, DiPolito takes a snap. It looks like a timeout is going to come out for Hills. And if I had to take a guess, the reason for that timeout was because they saw a formation they were not used to. Looks like the first time that Old Tappan had actually used that formation all game. 3 wide receivers stacked out to the right, so most likely just for insurance, but hey, the more that Hills can prepare, the merrier. And looks like Hills has got the Gatorade bucket ready. Keeping it hidden, but keeping it ready just in case. They know what happens when they get the stop. They know that they pretty much have the game. And it's right behind Coach Demikoff, so they know what's coming. They're just hoping that they are not able to get the first down. That's all Hills needs. They need to prevent a first down. That's it. Prevent the down. 3 receivers out to the right, 1 out to the left. There's the snap. A lot of pressure. He's sacked! Taken down by... It's Ben Kurzer! Ben Kurzer on the sack that locks down the game! Well, I'm sorry, that's Gabe Delichai. My mistake. I got that confused with Ben Kurzer, but Gabe Delichai is able to lock down the game for Hills. There's the Gatorade dump. I can't believe I got that confused, but Gabe Delichai is the guy who makes the tackle. Cannot believe it. And that's the first knee for Sharky. They're going to need one more. But besides that, that's pretty much going to be the game. And so with this last knee, the Wayne Hills Patriots, for the first time since 2016, will be going back to the state championships. And there's the last knee, the last play of the game, and that is it. Hills will be going back to the state championships held in MetLife Stadium. And you can see it out on the field that the Patriots have worked so hard to finally get what they deserved. You can see Njoku on his knees. And they are the North 1 Group 4 sectional champions. For the first time since 2016, Hills is back on top. And of course, they've got one more game to play to prove that they are finally there. But we're going to see who they're going up against fairly soon. Irvington versus Phillipsburg. We'll see it when it happens. But Hills is there in an amazing fashion, an amazing game. My name is Dylan King, joined alongside Luca Yannuzzi. And have a great night, ladies and gentlemen.